Well, we're down here at Port Erin on a beautiful day, I have to say, Mr. Skelly. You planned it especially.
It's always like this, as you know, Paul.
Well, as you can see behind us, this is quite a sad sight, really, from the days of the Marine Biological Centre, which has been closed for some time. But it's in the news now. This time, it looks like something might actually happen.
Yes, and I'm sure a lot of people would think this is long overdue. We've now seen an planning application come forward, which is actually for a mixed-use development behind us. We'll all remember the Marine Biological Station, and I think we'll all remember the open days that we had here with the touch tanks, which has now been transferred to the Queenie Festival in Port St Mary. Hugely popular, and the planning application has been put forward by Seabreezes, is, as I say, a mixed-use development where you're going to have offices, you're going to have a retail unit, you're going to have a marine interpretation centre, a hotel, and also a cafe. So I think a very exciting and positive news for Port Erin.
But this is not the first attempt. I mean, it was maybe a small mini sort of hotel already, wasn't it?
It was. This is somewhat a little more substantial. You're talking about 20 rooms, and you're talking about a major attraction that will be applied to this development. And I think combined, and as you said earlier, you know, the stunning location, it really deserves something that is substantial and viable. And I hope this will be.
Well, you pinned a lot on your aquarium. I remember the time when you were standing for election, but Port St Mary was the ideal partner at the time.
Indeed, and I was delighted to say that when I became elected and in the Department of Economic Development, I managed to convince them to conduct a full-scale feasibility study, which we did in partnership with the Manx Wildlife Trust, and it did determine that there is the ability to actually have a facility on the Isle of Man. However, to find a standalone a site first and foremost, which is very difficult, and also a standalone facility, it simply wasn't viable. So my first choice was certainly Port St Mary. However, Port Erin, if it is realised, which I sincerely hope it will be fantastic for the Isle of Man in general.
And will you be looking for some loans, funding or whatever from government to make this happen?
There hasn't been any approaches for any funding at all. This is private investment, and you're talking substantial private investment here. And if that can happen without government support, that's fantastic. However, I can see, you know, benefit for construction. I can see benefit for tourism. I can see an attraction, and also educational. Very important. We're talking about marine education, and some of the new policies that have been coming forward with DEFA about sustainable fishing and so forth, and what happens in our marine life here is very important.
So we're now in April 2013. People watching this video back in time to come. When are we likely to actually have the opening if it all goes to plan?
Well, it's, as I say, it's a stage development, and with the offices being the first stage of that, that's sort of part of, I think, the revenue driver to begin with. Then you're talking about a hotel development and marine centre. There's quite a lot of work to be done, but you've got two very strong and viable partners working together there, and hopefully government will support too.
I've asked you for time though on this.
You did ask for your time. We will support it as much as we possibly can to make it happen as soon as possible.
Next year, after.
I like your insisting in this. I would love to see it tomorrow, and we'll do everything we can to support it. And it's very important to recognise I'm here interviewing, but I do say the Russian MHKs are fully supportive. Both Phil Gorn and also Duane Watterson are fully supportive of this planning application.